the Philippines where sunlight gleams, giantess and family dreams. By the shorelines, kids at play in a tropical bright array.
Good morning, YouTubers. Welcome back to AITP, Australian in the Philippines. It's just me today, guys. Tess is busy with the kids, so just a quick update before we start today. I want to discuss why you should not move to the Philippines. But before we begin, I just thought I'd give you guys an update. We haven't been able to get back out to the land as the RAV4. I'm waiting for some parts to come from Manila for a lower control arm bush on the right hand side and rear wheel bearing right hand side. Quite noisy now, so I don't want to take a chance out on the highway running with a wheel bearing that might collapse. So the parts were supposed to come in yesterday, Philippines time, didn't come in. Waiting to hear today whether they arrive, and I'll get that done as soon as we can. The boys have actually started manufacturing some hollow blocks for us to make the house out there, and I think they've finished the pig pen off. I asked them to get work on the pig pen to get that completed before they started doing stuff for the house. So stay tuned and we'll keep you updated on that. But today's topic, why you should not move to the Philippines. Now, just a disclaimer before I begin, this is not meant to be a negative video about the Philippines. This is just information video on reasons why you might not be suitable for the Philippines, or the Philippines might not be suitable for you. It's not for everybody. It's a third world country, which everyone knows, so things can be difficult. So number one thing I would say is, if you don't have patience, if you're not a patient person, that's why you should not move to the Philippines. If you are someone who's laid back and can handle things not going according to plan or happening as fast as you would like them to, then okay. I would definitely suggest, if you've never been here, come here for a holiday, experience it yourself, see what you think about the area, which most people do prior to coming here to live anyway. But it's difficult sometimes to experience everything in a month or two if you're here for a holiday, and it seems like just the area you've been to, it might be good, and you say, oh, this will be great, I'll come and live here. Then once you live here and you've been here for a year or more, you discover lots of hidden things that you didn't know were there, and it might change your opinion. So just going to try and give you guys some information on that today if I can. I was actually in Legazpi the other day and got a message from one of our subscribers who runs a Facebook group there in Albay region. Met up with him for a coffee at Starbucks at SM Mall, and I just recall one of the things he said to me was, I never get pissed off. He's been here on and off for 50 years. He lives here 6 months of the year and back home in Australia 6 months of the year. So, but his attitude is the reason he's been able to spend 50 years here on and off, is because he gets it. He understands that if you're a laid-back person and you go with the flow, then you can survive. If you're a very impatient person and you're going to get pissed off at things, you're not going to be suited to the Philippines, and the Philippines is not going to be suited to you. So I would suggest stay home. One of the second things is, you shouldn't move to the Philippines if you want quality products. Again, this is just what I've discovered here, is that everything I purchase here seems to be of very poor quality. I know almost everything is manufactured in China these days all over the world, and even in Australia, a lot of the stuff we have is made in China. But the quality of the products here is, everything I purchased is such poor quality that it doesn't last more than around a year. Obviously, you could look at importing products from overseas, but I think that would become so ridiculously expensive. And I don't know, I'm just surmising. So if I'm wrong, please drop a comment and let me know that it's very possible and feasible, because to me, my way of thinking is that the amount of taxes they charge and the transportation fees to get something here, and the cost of the initial product, if you want quality products, is going to be really out of reach for the average person. unless you're loaded and you've got plenty of money to burn, the products here are of such a substandard that nothing is really going to be sufficient for a Westerner to say I'm happy with, in my opinion. Another reason why you should not move to the Philippines is if you cannot handle noise and noisy neighbours. It's just the volume of speech of Filipinos is extremely loud. You can constantly hear people outside in the street talking, and their volume level is double of a Westerner. It is extremely loud, just the speech. Then you have things like karaoke, videoke. It's very, very, very common here for your neighbours. And even, I'm saying, if you're in an apartment building, it's going to be extremely noisy. But even if you're living in a standalone house in suburbia somewhere and you have neighbours either side of you and across the road and behind you, it's going to get very, very noisy. Not only will lots of your neighbours have roosters, because that's very common because of the cockfighting here, chickens, roosters, dogs, you'll hear the animals crowing, barking constantly. It's very noisy. Then you have the videoke. Now, videoke, the volume levels here the same. They know one level with a stereo here, and that's max. Even if the speakers are garbage and it's going to be distorted and sound terrible, doesn't matter. They're going to have it cranked to the max. Guarantee that. I can promise you every single person will have their volume cranked to the max. And it might be a Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. If they're drinkers and they're going to have a drink and have a videoke, they're going to be loud. If there's an occasion like a birthday or something like that, you'll have sometimes hundreds of Filipinos will be there. Another Aussie mate that was just here recently visiting his girl, just went back to Australia, and it was his girl's, I think it was his girl's father's birthday, and there was 200 people came to the birthday party. Very big families, both immediate and extended, and very big gatherings. And when you have 200 people, just the talking alone and laughing is loud enough. Then they get on the videoke cranked to the max, and it can go on until 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Very, very noisy here. So if you're someone that can't handle noisy neighbours, either don't move to the Philippines or do what we're doing and get out into the mountains somewhere. That's one of the reasons that we're looking to get away from the city and away from suburbia. Even the provinces, if you're in houses in a small province, your neighbours are still going to be like that. So just be aware of that. If you can get out somewhere on some land away from people, you'll still hear the videoke, but it'll be hundreds of metres away, so it won't be so noisy and distracting, but it will still happen out there. Another reason why you should not move to the Philippines is if you cannot handle humidity. Now, yes, it's hot here, it's the tropics, and in Australia where I'm from, in the summertime, we get temperatures of 35 degrees. That's not uncommon. So the temperatures aren't so extreme here, although the humidity is always high. Average humidity is 80% here, and it can get higher. And it's the humidity that really, really knocks you around. It's not so much the heat, but the humidity with all the sweating, and it's exhausting and dehydrating, and it can take its toll. So especially considering most foreigners that retire here are older guys, that above 60, some 70, 75, up to 80. If you're someone that can't handle humidity, you should not move to the Philippines. You think, I thought I would acclimatise fairly quickly, but no, I haven't. It's been 2 years here now, and I still find the humidity on some days unbearable, the constant sweating, and it's very hard to just get cool unless you've got air conditioning, and you can't be in air conditioning 24 hours a day, or you're not experiencing the Philippines life, so there's no point being here. You've got to get outside, you've got to go somewhere, whether you walk, whether you take a tricycle, even if you drive. I drive the car, we have air conditioning in the car, but then we park and we get out of the car and we go and do things or go shopping or whatever. And I always have two hankies in my pocket. I have two handkerchiefs, and they're constantly, both of them are wet by the time we get home again, every time we go somewhere, because I have one in my hand almost constant and just wiping the sweat and trying to keep myself comfortable. So that's one of the big reasons. If you can't handle humidity and the heat, you should not move to the Philippines. And finally, I suppose, is you should not move to the Philippines if you want things done fast. If you're trying to build or do something, or you just want some work done, even in the rental property where you're living, and you want it done ASAP, that's not going to happen. They work on Philippines time here, which you guys have heard me mention before. If someone says they'll be here at 12, then it will be sometime between 1 and 3 probably. And the communication here is minimal. If you contact them and say, "Where are you?" you'll get a message back saying, "Coming now." You won't get a message back saying, "I'm just coming past the City Hall," or "I'm near McDonald's and I'll be there in 5 minutes or 20 minutes or 15 minutes. You'll just get a message saying, "I'm coming now." And that's when they're already an hour and a half behind the time they said they would be here, and they're only 30 minutes away to begin with. You're like, "Coming now." So you're just leaving now and you're going to be here in 30 minutes, or you're almost here around the corner, or the communication is minimal. You will not get clear and concise information from people as to, unless it's another foreigner, you won't get clear and concise information as to how far away they are, how long away they are. You'll just get a message like that. So just a little bit of information on why you should not move to the Philippines. If any of those things apply to you, or all, then maybe you should rethink retiring in the Philippines and look to a different country. Now, I will say this: when I say if you can't handle humidity, I should clarify that that's, for the most part, it's hot and humid. But there are places that you can go, like Baguio. It's quite cool there, it's quite elevated, and the temperatures can be much more bearable. So I guess, but if you want to travel around and see some of the Philippines and you're based in Baguio, okay, you're going to be comfortable at home, but the second you head off, jump a ferry or a plane and go somewhere else, you're going to experience that high temps and humidity. So you can plan to live in a place that is a little more bearable, but you will still have issues if you go outside that area. And of course, if you're living in the Philippines, you don't want to just move to one place and then just stay there forever. Well, for the most part, I guess maybe that's just my thinking, but you want to get out and see some more of the islands and experience more of the true Philippines lifestyle. So I hope this video has been informative. Thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed. If you haven't already, guys, please smash that subscribe button down there in the corner and stay with us for more information on the Philippines, more of our life here, both in the province and the city, and more of our build out there. As I said, I'll keep you guys updated as soon as I can. If you would like to monetarily support our little channel here, you can do so one of 3 ways. You can do so through PayPal me, you can do so through the Super Thanks option here on YouTube, or you can join one of our inexpensive memberships here for less than 10 cents per day, become part of the AITP family and help support our channel here. So if you're looking for information on other stuff like healthcare here, cost of living, anything else, I've already got some videos up, guys, so please feel free, browse through my channel and check out some of my other videos. Thank you again to everyone who's come on board and been with us since day one. You are the reason we're here, and you keep this channel going. Don't forget, I always post a link in the description below to the website where I met my gorgeous Filipino wife Tess. Christian Filipina, the #1 dating site to find a Filipina, in my opinion. Fantastic website, and if you click on the link below, you can go there and create a profile for free and check out the website and see if you want to become a full member. So don't forget to check that out, guys. There's also a link to Filipino visa if you're looking to take a Filipino back to your home country. Many companies around that do visas, but Filipino Visa are one of the most experienced companies in the world for getting your wife to your home country. They know all the correct things to say and all the correct information you'll have to supply. So get onto them if you're looking for help to bring your wife to your own country. So thanks again, guys. We'll see you on the next one. And from an Australian in the Philippines, peace out.